A gaming sensation, an internet phenomenon, and a cultural icon. Pharaoh TV is without a doubt one of the most popular multimedia franchises in modern history. But what do we really know about the man who brought this empire to life? Here we'll take an in-depth look as we go behind the Pharaoh. This episode is brought to you by Pharaoh Books. Subscribe today to enjoy such classics as Learning, Living and Loving with Paul and the best-selling autobiography Paul, I Hardly Knew Me for the low price of $24.99. New members will also get Paul's new cookbook, Paul in the Pantry, at no extra charge. Happiness and entertainment guaranteed. Happiness and entertainment cannot be guaranteed. Prior to 2015, the world was a very different place. Laughter and entertainment were at an all-time low. Depression rates were higher than ever, adultery was rampant, and the internet was on the verge of collapse. But then one day, in a backwoods little Canadian town, one man had a vision. A vision so powerful it could not be contained. This man, who before 2015 led a quiet life, was about to change history. And down the road from him was a man named Paul. Paul started Pharaoh TV on the 24th of August 2015, dedicating himself to video gaming and entertaining all users on the internet with his family-friendly content. Year upon year his fanbase grew. Tens of thousands of people around the world today now know the name Paul the Pharaoh, and today he is one of the most successful people in his entire house. Of course, with great fame comes great trolling, and while Paul has built himself on the foundations of being a world-renowned pharaoh, there are those who wish to topple him off his pyramid. Rumours started circulating that Pharaoh Paul had some unusual off-screen habits. Secret recordings were made of the pharaoh which cast him in a very different light. Please listen to the following audio clips at your own discretion.
Grab a hold of me, he eats penis. Tell me what you mean. Who doesn't like a rock vagina?
It should be noted, however, that these audio clips were obtained by Paul's biggest rival, Lee Everett, the leader of the Mumsy movement. Nonetheless, these audio clips did provide Pharaoh Paul's critics the ammunition needed to launch the anti-Pharaoh movement. Because of this, there are now some that doubt the legitimacy of Pharaoh Paul, as Professor Fig Plucker explains. Now, Professor Plucker, you doubt the authenticity of Pharaoh Paul. You have said on many occasions that Pharaoh Paul isn't actually a real pharaoh.
Yes, thank you. I have seen various contents from this Paul the Pharaoh, and I believe his pharaoh persona is staged. If you look closely at the list of pharaohs from Egypt, there is no mention of a Pharaoh the Paul anywhere. Despite his appearance, I do not think that he is over 2,000 years old. I believe that he is crook. He adopted the name Pharaoh the Paul, and he is using the guise of a pharaoh to hide the terrible things he is doing when not streaming the digigame.
Thank you for your time, Professor Plucker. For our viewers at home, you can now pick up Professor Plucker's latest book, Paul, Pharaoh or Phony, at your local bookstore. Only $12 US or 12,000 Canadian. When these accusations around Pharaoh Paul's Egyptian heritage were first called into question, huge riots broke out. The global community was in complete disarray. Many Pharaoh TV supporters in redneck states branded themselves the Pharaoh Fighters and caused massive destruction and devastation in response to the accusations. The governor of Alabama imposed a 6 p.m. curfew for anyone brandishing "We Love Pharaoh" flags. During this time, we were able to speak to one of the Pharaoh fighters via satellite link in the war-torn Alabama. We're joined here today by Dixie Normus. Dixie, what do you think about the accusations that Pharaoh Paul is not actually a real pharaoh?
Oh, that's a complete pile of baloney. If he ain't no pharaoh,
then why's his name Pharaoh? Now, I ain't seen him build no pyramids myself, but that don't mean nothing. Y'all never see the guy that pushes down the moon and pulls up the sun each day, but y'all know he's there. Otherwise, how'd you know when it's daytime? But what do you think about the astronomical impossibility that Paul's age cannot be greater than that of the normal human lifespan? Which is in fact what would need to happen in order to justify his association to ancient Egypt. What? Thank you for your time, Dixie Normus. As you can see, the redneck community backs Paul 100%, but perhaps the most convincing argument for Paul Pharaoh's status comes from one of his longest standing supporters, Just Lightsy. Our on-the-road correspondent, Phil McCracken, was able to interview Lightsy earlier today. Take it away, Phil. Now, Lightsy, you've known Paul for a long while. Be honest, is he a decent kind of governor? Yeah, I appreciate the honesty, love. Now, be honest, what do you think about all these geezers out there that think he ain't a pharaoh? Whoa, love. We don't use that sort of language here. We got a bit, sophisticato. We got to be a bit more intellectual. Yeah, no worries, love. You carry on. Know what? You made a damn good point, Just Lightsy, and I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for your time, love. Lightsy brought up some interesting and important points, and she's right. Regardless of whether or not Pharaoh Paul is or isn't a real pharaoh, it's his content that matters. Content that has inspired a generation of young pharaohlets to go out there and make a difference in the world. Every day, Pharaoh Paul is online ready to make the world a little better for a few hours while he streams. I myself hold great pride in being a keen supporter of Pharaoh Paul and Pharaoh TV. Pharaoh Paul has so far provided 7 years of amazing content and entertainment to a global audience, and he has earned the respect and friendship of people all around the world and of all ages, including me. The world may be in a very scary and uncertain place, but one thing's for sure, it's certainly a little brighter with Pharaoh TV in it. I'd like to end by showing a selection of Paul's biggest moments over the last 7 years. I've been your host, Jam Master James, and thank you for joining us as we went behind the Pharaoh.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of My Past, His Legacy. My name is Paul.
My name is Isaiah.
Yes, it is. Hey everybody, Paul here, and today is a special day for the main reason that it's my 40th birthday today. And happy birthday to me.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul, that's Isaiah, this is Isaac, and this is my wife Stephanie. And today we've got a really disgusting treat for you, and it is being boozled. I think we are live. Oh, receiving your content. And we are about to keep finally live, ready to play some Mass Effect. I'm beyond happy. I hope you are too. Yikes. Yeah, I don't even drink coffee, man. I'd like to say I'm a healthy guy, but as you can tell, I'm a big fatty, so I'm definitely not healthy. In the mail, I got a parcel all the way from Fletton, Peterborough in the UK. Look at this. All the way from... Yeah. I'm dancing. Come on, Hammer! Go! MC Hammer! Yeah!
Hey, welcome to our very special 10K celebration video, and I'm beyond excited. This has been a long time coming, and we are ready to rock and roll.
To the Gamers Pass podcast, where just a group of us are going to get together each week, and we're going to chat about gaming, different things that are going on in the gaming community. It's going to be heavily towards Xbox and Nintendo, with probably a little dash of PlayStation as well. We'll talk retro games. I forgot all about doing it on my head. Now that's funny. It almost looks like it's a flower petal on my bald head.